Refuse to pay me for piano lessons? Okay, I'll count every minute and charge accordingly. When I was 14, I was qualified fully in my country in a piano playing performance qualification. I had worked really hard for this and was so proud. My parents too. I was too young to join paid orchestras, and they didn't exist near me. So instead I handed out business cards to residents nearby in a fairly wealthy area and thought I could make some money teaching after school. Teachers in the area were charging €20 per half hour, so I charged €17 because of my age and got very lucky that a few mums caught on and switched to me instead. I quickly had 4 to 5 kids, adults to teach every single weeknight in an area I could bike around. This was roughly €400 every single week due to fluctuations of people canceling and so on. An hour's lesson was 50 minutes with a short water break and explanation of homework at the end. A half-hour lesson was 25 minutes with explanation and homework at the end. I made all of this very clear and learned it was necessary through time to walk people carefully through homework and exam prep. These parents paid 10 lessons in advance every time, and I kept a calendar and updated parents weekly on where they were at. One parent would always ask for a full summary of all 10 weeks for all 3 of her kids, and I was happy to provide it. Suddenly one week she decided she didn't owe me money for the next 10 lessons until I had made up for lost time. I was obviously very confused and asked her what she meant. She cited the reason that I cut 5 minutes off every 30 minutes and 10 minutes off every hour, so I should teach that extra time before getting more money. Here's the real kicker. Her kids were horribly behaved. They were easily the most spoiled, entitled kids I taught, and often said things like, "Since we pay you, don't you work for me?" They were ages 6 to 11. She had also referred me to a lot of other parents, so I was concerned about my jobs. Because her kids behaved badly and didn't do homework, I always spent extra time on them. 5 to 10 minutes per week because they needed it. But okay, sure. You want me to work that time? No problem. So I decided to tell this mother from now on I would set a timer and charge every minute on that timer and show her when I clicked it on and off. And gave a huge apology. You can imagine her shock at the end of the 10 weeks when she saw that the kids' combined 30 hours was actually more like 36 to 37 that she had to pay. She never bothered me about timing ever again and rushed through every homework or exam prep explanation, getting me out of the door. DTLDR. Mum got what she deserved, questioning the time I was teaching her kids when in fact I had been most generous with them. I made her pay all the hours with a timer. Love that she thought you were responsible and intelligent enough to teach her children a skill, but not keep proper time. Tears of joy. I can't imagine why her kids were so horrible. Monkey see, monkey do. At age 14, amazing. How old are you now, and do you still play piano? You at 14. So I ran a small teaching business well enough to maliciously comply somebody into submission. Me at 29. Hey, let's be 10 minutes late to an online rehearsal. Quote, I'm impressed with your work ethic, as I'm sure it's brought you much success and many blessings since then. Glorious. I bill by the hour in my profession. 2. I find it's always the clients who get the most who feel they get the least. Odd phenomenon. Love it. You are not merely a genius in the music department, apparently. I've got a friend who tutors as a side business. Had someone who kept coming late to lessons, and he would accommodate to make it work. Person came late at 4:15 for a 4 APPT. They would work until 5:15. At one point he was back-to-back in lessons and one of his clients refused to pay for the full hour, despite being 10 minutes late. Wanted to be pro-rated for 50 of the minutes instead of the normal 60. So he updated his terms and contract that now tutoring begins on the dot, regardless of being late. That time was reserved, so they were paying for it. Additionally, any time spent after the time frame was charged at 3x the rate per minute. So now in the 4:15 to 5:15 example, it would still be the hour rate, plus 15 minutes at 3x the rate, which meant the dude was now paying for 1:45 of tutor time for being 15 minutes late. Great idea. Let's question the piano teacher's timing. Well done on you. Nothing like young people putting entitled parents and brats in their places. It's always sunny when you have them by the balls and they think they have you over a barrel.
Nice.
Very impressive that you were able to stand up for yourself in such a positive way at the age of 14. We gotta cut the shit with extorting kids trying to make money. As an adult seeing it, and realized it was done to me when I was young. I hate it. It's people like this where you have to talk dumb and say, I charge €17 for 50 minutes. I need to live in a country where 14-year-olds have so little homework that they can work for several hours on weeknights. On another note, my kid's piano teacher asked for 4 payments in advance, then promptly ghosted us after she was our teacher for about a year. I have COVID. I have COVID a second time. My car can't handle the 2 inches of snow. Someone I know has COVID and I was around them for 1 second. She said she would pay us back in a couple of weeks, but I have a sneaking suspicion I'm never going to see that money again. What's your professional opinion? A great life lesson for me was when I missed 2 separate lessons of a class one was taking in a music discipline. The teacher very nicely and calmly told me, you no longer get to learn. It is really easy to overlook teachers and the fact that learning is a privilege. So it is here. You should simply have taken the privilege away from them. Mad props for being 14 in 1. Being good enough to teach piano. 2. Being smart enough to hand out cards to the rich. 3. For the timer thing. Here's the real kicker. Her kids were horribly behaved. Shocked to hear that.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.